Welcome. Before this story truly begins, stop for a moment. Take a breath. Now listen carefully. This is not a story about English. This is a story about you, about the fear you hide, about the voice that stops you from speaking, about the sentence you repeat silently in your mind. I can't do this. If you have ever wanted to speak English fluently, but felt afraid, ashamed, or stuck, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not broken. This story will not teach you grammar. It will not give you rules. It will give you something stronger: belief. Because when belief changes, everything changes. This is the story of a boy who believed. Nothing was possible for him until he learned the truth. Ayan was a quiet boy, not because he was shy by nature, but because silence felt safe. When he stayed quiet, no one judged him. When he stayed quiet, no one laughed. When he stayed quiet, no one corrected him. Words lived inside his head, but they never came out. Especially English words. At school, English felt like a wall. A tall wall. Other students climbed it easily. Ayan stood in front of it, frozen. Teachers spoke fast. Books looked difficult. Pronunciation felt impossible. Every mistake felt like proof. You are not good enough. Slowly, quietly, that belief grew. Fear does not arrive suddenly. It grows slowly. First, Ayan stopped raising his hand. Then, he stopped reading aloud. Then he stopped trying. People around him said, "You understand English well." But inside, Ayan thought, understanding is not speaking. Speaking felt dangerous. Speaking meant exposure. Exposure meant judgment. So he chose silence. And silence became his identity. One ordinary day, something happened. The English teacher asked, "Can anyone explain this paragraph in English?" The room was quiet. Ayan understood the paragraph. His heart started beating faster. For a moment, courage appeared. His hand went up. The teacher smiled. "Yes, Ayan. Please." He stood up. His mouth opened. And then, nothing. Words vanished. His mind went blank. A small laugh came from the back. Another student whispered something. The teacher waited. Time felt heavy. Ayan sat down. That moment burned inside him. That day, he decided something without saying it. I will never speak English again. That night, Ayan couldn't sleep. His mind replayed the moment again and again. The voice inside him said, "You embarrassed yourself. You're slow. You don't belong." This voice did not shout. It whispered. And whispers are dangerous because they feel like truth. Soon that voice started controlling his choices. He avoided opportunities. He avoided conversations. He avoided growth. Fear was no longer a feeling. Fear became a decision maker. One evening, while scrolling on his phone, Ayan stopped at a short video. A man was speaking calmly. He said, "The biggest reason people don't speak English is not grammar. It's fear of looking stupid." Ayan felt uncomfortable. The man continued, "You don't need confidence to start. You need to start to build confidence." Something moved inside Ayan. For the first time, he questioned his belief. What if the problem was not English? What if the problem was fear? Ayan didn't promise something big. He didn't say, "I will become fluent in 30 days. He made a small promise. "I will speak English for 5 minutes every day, alone, even if it's bad." No audience, no pressure, just honesty. That decision changed everything. Day 1 was painful. He spoke slowly. He forgot words. He repeated sentences. He felt stupid. But something important happened. Nothing bad happened.
No laughter, no shame, no punishment.
Just silence. And learning. After 1 week, English felt slightly lighter. Not easy. but lighter. He started hearing patterns. He stopped translating every word. Mistakes still came, but fear came less. Ayan realized something powerful. Progress is quiet. It does not announce itself. After the first few days, something changed. Not English. The mind. Ayan noticed resistance. Some days he didn't feel like speaking. Some days, the old voice returned. It said, "You're wasting time. You still sound bad. 5 minutes won't change anything." This was not failure. This was growth resistance. Every new habit fights back before it settles. Ayan almost quit, but he remembered one sentence from the video. Consistency beats talent. So even on bad days, he spoke. Talking alone felt strange, sometimes awkward. Ayan stood in front of the mirror and spoke about simple things. "My name is Ayan. Today I feel tired. I am learning English." At first, it felt childish, but slowly he realized something. Fluency begins when you stop caring how you sound. The mirror never laughed. The mirror never judged. It only reflected effort. At the beginning, Ayan spoke words. Single words. Broken phrases. Then sentences. Not perfect ones, but real ones. "I go market yesterday." I no understand this part. He used to stop himself before. Now he allowed mistakes, and that freedom changed speed. Not every day felt successful. Some days, Ayan felt stuck.
No improvement.
Same mistakes. Same hesitation. He thought, maybe this is my limit. But limits are lies told by tired minds. Progress is not straight. It goes up, down, and sideways. The key is to stay moving. So Ayan stayed. Ayan added listening. Short audios. Slow podcasts. Clear voices. He didn't understand everything. And that was okay. He focused on rhythm.
Tone.
Natural pauses. Language is music before it is meaning. Slowly, his brain adjusted. One day, something strange happened. Ayan dropped his keys and said quietly, "Oh no," not in his native language, in English. It surprised him. Thinking in English had started. Not fully, not perfectly, but naturally. And natural is powerful. Before, Ayan translated every sentence, word by word. That made speaking slow and painful. Now he focused on ideas, not words. Instead of thinking, how do I say this? He thought, what do I want to say? English followed. Not immediately, but eventually. One evening, Ayan tried to speak with someone online. His English broke. He forgot words. The other person corrected him again and again. Old shame returned. That night, he didn't practice. He felt defeated. But something important happened the next morning. He came back. That decision mattered more than fluency. Most people stop after a bad day. Ayan didn't. He realized quitting is louder than failing. So he returned, day after day, quietly. One day, Ayan listened to his old recordings again. This time, he didn't cringe. He noticed smoother sentences, better flow, less hesitation. He smiled, not because he was fluent, but because he was becoming fluent. Confidence didn't arrive suddenly. It was built slowly, like a muscle. Every practice session added strength. Every mistake added experience. Ayan understood. Confidence is proof of effort. People around Ayan noticed change. They said, "You speak better now. You sound confident." He didn't argue. He accepted it, because for the first time, he believed it too. Practice in private is safe. Real life is not. One afternoon, Ayan was asked to help a visitor at his workplace. The visitor spoke English. Not fast. Not slow. Normal. Ayan felt the old fear rise again. His heart beat faster. But this time, something was different. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He spoke. Slowly, carefully, honestly. His sentences were not perfect, but they were clear. The visitor understood. That moment was small, but powerful. Ayan walked away thinking, I did it. Fear never disappears completely. It returns when something matters. But fear no longer controlled Ayan. Now fear was just noise. Ayan learned something important. Fear does not mean stop. Fear means grow. So when fear appeared, he leaned in. Ayan stopped trying to sound correct. He focused on being understood. He learned to pause naturally, use simple words, smile when stuck. Communication improved. People helped him, not judged him. That changed everything. English was no longer a subject. It became a tool. Ayan used it to ask questions, share opinions, learn new things. Language stopped being heavy. It became light, useful, alive. Sometimes, Ayan compared himself to fluent speakers. That comparison hurt. Then he remembered, I am not competing with them. I am building myself. He stopped looking sideways. He looked forward. One morning, Ayan introduced himself confidently in English. Not perfectly, but without fear. He realized something shocking. I am an English speaker now. Not fluent, not perfect, but real. Identity had changed. The old story said, you can't. The new story said, I'm learning. That difference changed behavior, and behavior changed results. Months later, in a group discussion, Ayan was asked to speak in English again. This was the same situation that once destroyed his confidence. But this time, he spoke. Clearly, calmly, without apology. There were mistakes, but there was respect. Ayan felt something new. Peace. Fluency is not speed. Fluency is not accent. Fluency is freedom. Freedom to express ideas without fear. Ayan understood. Fluency starts in the mind, not the mouth. Ayan started helping others learn English. He didn't teach rules. He shared experience. He said, speak badly, but speak. People listened because he was real. Ayan looked back at his journey. He remembered the quiet boy, the fear, the silence, and he smiled. Nothing magical happened.
No shortcut.
Just consistency, just courage, just belief. One evening, Ayan sat quietly and thought about his past. The quiet boy, the fear, the classroom moment that once broke him. For the first time, he did not feel embarrassment. He felt respect for his younger self. He understood something deeply. I did not fail because I was weak. I struggled because I was learning. Growth often looks ugly from the inside, but it is beautiful from the end. Ayan once believed fluent speakers were talented. Now he knew better. They were not special. They were consistent. Talent starts things. Consistency finishes them. And consistency is a choice. Something interesting happened. Ayan stopped chasing fluency. He focused on connection, sharing ideas, listening to others, being present. English stopped being the destination. It became the bridge. One day, Ayan joined a conversation in English.
No preparation.
No fear. Halfway through, he realized, I'm not translating. I'm not panicking. He was just speaking. That was fluency, not perfection. Freedom. English changed Ayan, but not only his language. It changed his confidence, his posture, his decisions. He started raising his hand in life, not just in class. Even now, Ayan made mistakes. But mistakes no longer stopped him. They guided him. Failure became feedback. Feedback became improvement. Ion understood one powerful truth. You don't wait for confidence. You act, and confidence follows. This mindset changed everything, not just English, life. If you are listening to this story, if you feel stuck, if English scares you, if you think you're too late, listen carefully. You are not late. You are early in your journey. Nothing is impossible, not because life is easy, but because you adapt, because your brain learns, because habits change, because effort compounds. You don't need confidence first. You don't need perfection. You need movement. One sentence today, one mistake today, one try today. That is how impossible becomes possible. Speak today. Speak badly. Speak anyway. Because one day you will look back and say, nothing was impossible. I just needed courage to begin.